Hey you. Yeah, that's right. You sitting right there. Have you ever just flown around the map for the fun of it? Or have you tried killing the old man at the start of the game? Of course you have. I know this how, you may ask? But that's because those are things that 99% of all Zelda Breath of the Wild players do. Zelda Breath of the Wild is a world full of adventure and freedom and friends? Well, in between all the story and fighting rogue Yiga clan members, every single player does some of these things in their spare time. 1. That old man at the start who mysteriously showed up and follows you around for a little. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't trust him, and I've thought about killing him. Especially when he tells me I have to do more shrines to get the paraglider. This old hag just scared me out of a paraglider. Of course I thought about killing him. And trust me, I tried. And I failed. Look, you want to know why I think this is a common occurrence amongst every Zelda player? Because they made it impossible to deal damage to the guy. And this old man better be thankful I don't kill him a second time. 2. Of course, the first thing everyone does when they get their paraglider is try to find the highest point in the Great Plateau and fly as far as they can. Even with their tiny stamina bar, they feel like they're flying forever. Just them in the open skies. Until of course, you come plummeting to your death after 5 seconds, because Link is a very unfit man. But this has to be one of the best feelings. Especially when you get more stamina, you can just fly for what feels like forever. While you're up there, there's no monsters ruling Hyrule. No princess that needs saving. It's just peaceful. 3. You know that giant hole at the Yiga clan hideout? Of course you do. That's because you have either thought about jumping in it, or you're courageous enough, and being the adventurer you are, you actually did it. You jumped down it looking for treasure, or an OP weapon. But instead what you found was much worse. It was death. Painless and fast, but nonetheless, it was a disappointment. Like seriously, they can't just make a boss fight above a gigantic hole and not expect me, an adventurer who's been sleeping for 100 years, to not jump in the hole. What if Princess Zelda was actually down there all along? 4. Shield surfing is a part of Breath of the Wild that only brings joy and happiness to all the players. Honestly, one of the best things to ever be introduced into any video game. And that is not an overstatement. Being able to use your shield as a mode of transportation that is semi-accurate to real-life physics is sick. And that's why every single person has used their shield to ride around Hyrule from the mountains to the plains for no other reason than to absorb the nature around you. Feel like a kid again. If there isn't a mechanic like this in the next game, there will be riots. Mark my words. 5. Speedrunners have taken over the Zelda landscape, and this is for the better. They've introduced a brand new interesting approach to the game, and this includes some super sick abusive mechanics, such as the bullet time bounce, or the BTB. If you've seen a speedrun, then you've tried to do a bullet time bounce, and if you're like me, it wasn't as easy as it looked, and it took way too many tries to achieve. But when you did, it felt good. It felt like you could fly forever, disobeying the laws of physics to surf across the skies. 6. This one isn't quite a positive thing, and I know every single player has done it. We're all aware of being careful about weapon durability. It's a big part of the game to not use your best weapons to break them on bokoblins. But on the opposite end, there are those who decide not to use their best weapons at all. Look, no need to be ashamed, we've all done it. Especially with the elemental weapons. For example, I have this electricity sword. I've had it for like the last 10 hours of the game, and I can't seem to get myself to just use it. And my advice to you, keep hoarding it. The day will come when there will be a boss that is extra vulnerable to that specific elemental weapon, and you'll breeze through it. Those hours and hours of not using it, along with the inventory slot that's been used up, will all become worth it. Look, if you're one of the people that hasn't done one of these things, then you're the lucky 1% who have some sort of willpower, or maybe you just don't enjoy fun. But if you're someone who has done it, don't be ashamed. You're with the 99% of people who like to enjoy themselves while playing Breath of the Wild. Like myself. Subscribe for more Breath of the Wild videos.